You've studied the vocabulary, you know the grammar, but when you try to speak, you freeze. Your brain is attempting to assemble the sentence in English first, and the conversation moves on without you. This hesitation is a high-cost cognitive operation. When you lack a direct link between a word and its meaning, your brain uses your native language as an intermediary, consuming your working memory and slowing your response time to a crawl. To bypass this, we can look to the training used by UN simultaneous interpreters. They rely on shadowing, a technique popularized by Professor Alexander Arguelles that requires the learner to echo native speech with almost no delay. Achieving native speed requires a physical and neurological rewiring of how you process sound. By forcing the brain to operate at the speed of a native speaker, you can systematically eliminate the habit of mental translation. Step 1 is distinguishing how you listen. Having a foreign language podcast playing in the background while you do chores is passive exposure. While helpful for familiarity, it does not require your brain to produce language. Passive listening is insufficient for speaking because it lacks active production. To internalize natural grammar and rhythm, you must force your mouth to replicate the sounds you hear in real time. For this protocol, you need specific audio, a recording of a native speaker that is 1 to 2 minutes long. It should be challenging, but clear enough that you understand at least 70% of context. You must also have the text. Specifically, you need a side-by-side view showing the transcript in your target language and an accurate native language translation. These targeted materials remove the temptation to fall back into passive habits. With these tools in place, you are ready to begin high-intensity practice. Because this exercise requires intense concentration, Professor Arguelles recommends standing up and walking briskly outside to increase oxygenation and mental alertness. This helps sustain the focus needed for simultaneous speaking. In Phase 1, play the audio and speak aloud with the recording while reading only the native language translation. This builds a global understanding, mapping the foreign sounds directly to the concepts they represent. In Phase 2, shadow the same clip again, but this time read the target language transcript. This synchronizes the sounds you are hearing and producing with their written form. Phase 3 is blind shadowing. Put all text away. While maintaining a brisk walking pace, listen to the recording and repeat it simultaneously by ear. Throughout these steps, do not pause the audio to fix mistakes. Prioritizing the flow and the music of the language is more important than perfect pronunciation in the early stages. By forcing your mouth to move at native speed, you overload the brain's translation module. Without time to convert words back to English, your mind is forced to acquire language directly. The standard, inefficient learning pathway creates delay. A target word enters the mind, translates into an English word, and finally reaches the concept. This protocol removes that middle node. Establishing a direct link between the target word and concept allows instantaneous recognition and speech. To reinforce this, transition to a monolingual dictionary. Defining unfamiliar words using the target language itself forces your brain to stay within the new linguistic network. You can also use concept mapping. Grouping words by visual themes or ideas, rather than translated lists, prevents your native language from entering the cognitive equation. Systematically removing your native language from your study tools creates an environment where the target language must survive on its own, accelerating your ability to think directly in that language. Success depends on a consistent schedule. Every morning, review vocabulary and select your audio track. At midday, take a 15-minute walk to execute your blind shadowing. During afternoon dead time, practice mental naming. In the evening, dedicate 30 minutes to active input. On busy days, use a minimum viable routine. 10 minutes of blind shadowing maintains the habit. Locking in these steps transforms language study from an academic task into a daily physiological habit. You now have a structured daily schedule, a selected audio track, and the 3-phase shadowing protocol. Language fluency is a result of a physical workout for your mouth and brain. It requires the same discipline as any other form of physiological training. The final step is immediate action. Put on your shoes, cue up your audio track, and execute your first 15-minute shadowing walk right now. This physical commitment is the definitive step towards stopping the translation in your head and speaking natively.